Yo! What's good, YouTube? I'm back, man. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy, 13 Rounds of Boxing, coming at you with another one. Yo, I want to talk about, a division where, it's in the lighter weight classes, right? A division where there's multiple champions, hopefully they could get this unification shit going on and popping, right? And that's the 126 pound division, right? Let's talk about that division. Let's talk about Gary Russell Jr., specifically him, right? He says that he wants to dominate 126, and then after 126 he wants to jump up to 130, right? I remember him saying, that he was going to follow Lomachenko wherever he goes because he wants to avenge that loss. He said if he goes up to 130, I'm going to follow his ass and move up there because he wants that revenge, right? He's talking about that he wasn't himself that day, and all this crazy shit, right? But anyways, Gary Russell, right? He has a fight coming up in February. I don't remember what's the date, but he has a fight coming up against Oscar Escandón, right? Who's ranked currently number 9 on BoxRec, and Gary Russell's ranked 5th on BoxRec. I'm not gonna trash the fight or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to see Gary Russell get these, shots at these titles, because to be honest with you, man, I feel like he is the best at 126, man. He's fighting Oscar Escandón. I don't really know much about Oscar Escandón. I've seen him a couple times fight, but I think Gary Russell is gonna, he'll dispatch of him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's gonna be by TKO, but it probably will be. Gary Russell's nothing to play with, man. You know what I'm saying? He is one of the top fighters to me. Even though he got exposed and, he got dissected by Lomachenko. Of course, we all highly regard Lomachenko as probably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. You know what I'm saying? With skills, defense, his overall, aptitude for the game. You know what I'm saying? He's got it all, right? But Gary Russell's not far behind, man. I'm telling you right now, Gary Russell he's probably got one of the fastest hands in boxing, probably the fastest. He's very strong. He's very, he can take a punch. You know what I'm saying? So he's got all the tools to, to unify the 126 pound division. And I think he probably could do it. You know what I'm saying? If he gets the shot. The only problem I have with Gary Russell right now, man, is his inactivity, man. I mean, he only fought once in 2015. He only fought once in 2016. I mean, this guy needs to get, he needs to be like Golovkin, get those 3-4 fights a year, man. I mean, he needs it, man. I don't know what's going on with these Al Haymon fighters. They don't get these. They don't fight very often. You know what I'm saying? They only fight once or twice a year. You know what I'm saying? Look at Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. Sean Porter's in the shelf, and he has nothing going on right now. Keith Thurman, I think, fought, I believe, once last year. So, these guys aren't even getting star power. It's because these promoters like Al Haymon just let them fight once a year, man. I mean, you gotta put them out there, man. Look at Golovkin. I mean, he's fighting 3-4 times a year. He wants to fight 4 times this year. His promoter's putting him out there to the fans. You know what I'm saying? The fans start talking. Boxing channels start talking. His name is growing. You see what I'm saying? That's what needs to happen, with the PBC and these other promoters. Our favorite fighters like Gary Russell Jr., put him out there. Make him fight, multiple times a year. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be out there more. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be fighting more often. You understand me? He needs to be out there more. I know that there's a big fight coming on real soon with Carl Frampton and Leo Santa Cruz. This is part 2 to the first scrap they had. It was very good. I gave it to Santa Cruz. I'm sorry, my fault. I gave it to Carl Frampton, barely. I'm definitely looking forward to that fight again. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the winner of that fight, I would love to see Gary Russell fight. I wouldn't mind watching Gary Russell fight like a Scott Quigg, a guy like that. So let's see what happens, man. You know what I'm saying? It's we need to get these unifications on and popping. I mean, there's a lot of boxing channels out there that are preaching, unification fights in every division, so we can find out who's the best. Instead of having 4, 5, 6 belts in each division, let's have fucking one guy have all those straps. Have all 4 of those major straps. You know what I'm saying? So, Gary Russell, I really think highly of him. I always watch his fights, when he's on TV. He recently just destroyed Patrick Hyland. He hasn't fought anybody either, but you know what I mean? I need to see more from Gary Russell. I need to see him fight better competition. I need to see more activity out of all these fighters. I'm just going to keep talking about, some of these fighters who don't have activity in their side. I'm going to start exposing, these promoters for not putting these guys in fights. They're not Manny Pacquiao. They're not Floyd Mayweather, who can fight once or twice a year and get away with the shit. These guys need to be out there more often. You know what I'm saying? And this is the only way to do it. All right, y'all. This is 13 rounds of boxing. I'm cutting it short today. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to watch these playoff games and, get it in real quick with some McDonald's and shit. All right, y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all. All right? This 13 rounds of boxing. I'm out. Deuces.